Hey guys, Casual Crono here. In this video, we are going to play around a little bit with Stellar Awakened Eva. We're going to see if her stellar skills are useful, and if she is useful, or perhaps more useful. She's actually not a bad character. So if you have her, and you have her Stellar Awakened, you have access to Finis Draco. It's a crystal attack that attacks 3 times. It reduces type resistance and speed, and it barrier pierces. If the enemy is weak to either crystal or magic, then the strength improves tremendously. If I happen to be in a water zone, it changes to water. So if the boss is weak to water or magic, then the strength will increase tremendously. And if I use it in a stellar burst, it removes all buffs from all enemies, and it stacks 4 Doppel on her. And her Doppel, let's see, does it appear here? Yes. At the end of the turn, it will consume 4 Doppel and grant copy on one user, or grab copy on her for 1 turn. So she can end up copying quite a lot. A lot of her skills, if she is in a magic zone, you'll see Icicle Zorch, Lucent Magi, Glint Purge. If there's a Magic Fates zone, she will attack again regardless. So for example, Glint Purge. It's a crystal magic attack, and it will attack twice in a magic zone. If she has Doppel, then it will attack 4 times, because it will attack twice, which is kind of nice because a lot of these stack 4 times. So as long as she is in Doppel mode and Magic Fates stance, a single Glint Purge will max out the stacks. Same with Icicle Zorch. So let's see that in action. So she is lunaticked right now and copying. So if I put down a magic zone and do Icicle Zorch, she should attack 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And sure enough, if we check her buffs, she already has maxed out all of her int and speed buffs, and it lasts for 3 turns. She's still in Lunatic for 2 more turns. So now, if we do, for example, Glint Purge, and in his case, we'll just extension. Attack 1, attack 2, attack 3, and attack 4. So the boss now has 4 stacks of the Glint Purge debuff. So this is now her last turn with Doppel. So anything I cast, if I cast Glacial Veil, she'll do it 2 times, because it's not one of those in Magic Fates stance things. If I cast Finis Draco, her stellar skill, it should attack 2 times. And it's a crystal magic attack that attacks 3 times. So we should see 6 total Finis Dracos going on. And in his case, we will Spiral Wand, which is just simply a magic attack. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She is no longer copying. If we check her status, she does, while she's in Magic Fate stance, she stacks 1 with every learned skill. So that means if we use Finis Draco now, and I guess we'll just Spiral Wand again. There's her 3 damages, 6 damages. She attacked twice, so she got 2 stacks of Doppel. And I'm actually a little curious why she attacked twice. Because that was turn 4. That should have run out. Well, let's see if it attacks twice again. Alright, we'll just spiral on it again. Here's one attack. Alright, that was expected. Maybe at the end of turn 3, she had stacked up Doppels, so it used it up at the end of turn 3. I bet that's what happened. And then that's why at turn 4, she would have had 0 Doppels. Well, let's check that out. Let's confirm that, because that would be good to know. That means she could potentially have 4 straight turns of copied attacks. Alright, so let's check out that possibility. I thought she didn't stack Doppels until Lunatic was over, but maybe she is. So, magic, Icicle Zorch. Attack 1, 2, 3, and 4. It looked like the first 2 attacks were at 1 million, and the second 2 were at 6 million. So that probably means it's recalculating her intellect buffs at the start of the copied attack. So that means we should see an increase in damage with Glint Purge with the second round of attacks. So let's try that. Let's do Extension, Glint Purge. 600,000, 800,000, 900,000, 526. Wasn't quite expecting that last one. Well, let's check out the Doppels. Yes. At turn end with 4 Doppels stacked, consumes all stacks to give them Lunatic. So that means this turn we will finish Draco and Spiral Wand. This is the final turn of her Lunatic. And at the end of this turn, it should consume all those Doppel stacks. That must be that white light right there. So now we have 0 stacks. We have copy for 1 turn, is that correct? Yes, that's true. So that means whatever we cast right now will be copied. Which means if we Icicle Zorch on this turn, 1, 2, 3, 4. She attacked 4 times. And because she attacked 4 times, she got 4 stacks, and she is in Lunatic again. So any of her attacks that attack multiple times, like Icicle Zorch, can actually keep her in a permanent state of Lunatic and copy. So anyway, Glint Purge is running out, so let's go ahead and Glint Purge. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, there's her 4 stacks. It's showing up on her little buff bar right there. So we have figured out a way to keep her in a permanent state of Lunatic. Now that said, she would eventually run out of mana if you don't have the right team. So Glint Purge naturally will attack twice because of Magic Fate stance. And if she is in her Doppel Lunatic, it will attack 2 more times. Glacial Veil, not Glacial Veil, that was Glint Purge. Icicle Zorch, same thing. It attacks once. It will attack again in Magic Fate stance, so you're guaranteed 2 attacks. And then if she's in her Lunatic Doppel state, it will attack 2 more times, and she will remain in Lunatic state. So that will work for Icicle Zorch and Glint Purge. And Mana Surf. It attacks once in Magic Fate stance. Oh no, it just only attacks once, so Astral Drago would do the same thing. So that means if we have Astral Drago, we should... How's my mana? Doable, I think. How much mana does Astral Drago take? Not too much. Alright, let's test this theory. So, Magic Fate stance. And we'll just, Icicle Zorch. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's her 4 Doppel stacks. Now, she did not use her Doppel stacks right now because she's still in that Lunatic state thanks to her Stellar Awakening. So basically we can kind of hold on to them, which means now would be the time, turns 1, 2, or even 3, where you can use skills that won't attack 4 times and you don't risk losing the Lunatic status. So let's Glacial Veil. And extension. There's 2 Glacial Veils. Alright, turn 3. We will Glint Purge, and he'll just Spiral Wand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wonder why the 4th attack is weaker than the other 3. You'd figure it would be stronger because it's getting more and more debuffed. Alright, so Astral Drago should attack 4 times. Once because it's Astral Drago, second because it's in Magic Fate stance, and then we used up our 4 Doppels. And so since it attacks twice, it's going to do that skill again because of the copy. So Astral Drago and sure, whatever, Spiral Wand. 1, 2, 3, 4. That should have stacked 4 Doppels. Yep, there they are. So, Astral Drago can keep her in a permanent Lunatic status. And is a pretty strong attack, particularly with her manifest boosts. So that means if we blow the AF gauge, let's see what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4. Icicle Zorch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Astral Drago. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Valiant wings, alight the cowardice of fear.
So she got in 12 attacks, but while the attack was going, the bar is continuing to decrease. So I guess keep that in mind. But there, we just did 538 million damage. And that's not in an awakened magic zone, that was just a regular magic zone. And the gear I was using, Impel is just built for survivability, he's not really built for damage. She has her manifest weapon, Guidance Ring, which improves her type attack, Int plus Speed halved badge. I wanted to make sure that Impel would go first, even though technically his, I believe, is a preemptive attack. And then she had 3 power of pains / poisons. Aside from the Bullseye and Rose with Thorns benefits, the dummy was not in pain, so it really didn't matter. As far as back row Grasta holders, Sound Body, enhance if max HP, enhance at low HP, Power of Crystal Staff, Almighty Power Dragon, and Sound Body Dragon. So she was at max HP the whole time. So those 2 Grasta were definitely in action. And the Almighty Power Dragon and Power of Crystal were also in action. So let's throw Pain in the mix and see how that holds up. So to add Pain, we'll just drag Palm over. She has no gear, so damage-wise, but she does have Love Bazooka. It inflicts poison and pain and ignores target resistance. It's going to last for 3 turns. She can also buff the party's intellect, speed, magical critical damage. Oh, critical damage. That might explain why some of her numbers kept shifting. Normally, DPS characters would have things like Elpis gear or Void gear that has 100% critical rate. However, she has her manifest weapon, which does not give her any critical rate. Magical critical rate, 0. And the reason is it's enhancing Astral Drago and Icicle Zorch. If I switch to the Elpis Rod, yes, her magic damage will increase a lot, but the skill description for Astral Drago and Icicle Zorch will change. And I'll show you that. Astral Drago attacks 5 times. In Magic Fate stance, attacks again. Let's give her the Elpis Rod. Astral Drago will no longer attack a second time if you are in Magic Fate's stance. So, yes, we gain the benefits of the Elpis Rod, but we lose the basically guaranteed double attack. And Icicle Zorch also loses its ability to attack a second time. So, remember that she has her manifest weapon, not true manifest, so that does make a difference. If you unequip her manifest weapon, her skills will change. So that pretty much has to stay. So I guess I could look for some other gear that gives her like critical rating or something. That's critical strength. I know the rainbow ring, I think, gives 30%. Yep. So I guess you could look around for gear. I do have a badge that improves, well, the master badge is physical critical, but there is another badge that does magical critical. So I guess if you want to guarantee that, you can, or I believe, if I remember the description right, Icicle Zorch, the party's magical critical rate will be 100% for 3 moves. That's why sometimes the 4th move was weaker. So I guess alternating between Icicle Zorch and Astral Drago would give us the biggest bang for our buck. We'd do 4 attacks of Icicle Zorch, and then the first 3 moves of Astral Drago would be guaranteed crits. Well, let's say right here, guaranteed critical. So Finis Draco, however, is not a guaranteed critical. So if you have her Stellar Awakened, cast Icicle Zorch once, get the 3 guaranteed crit moves, use Finis Draco, get the crits, switch back to Icicle Zorch, so you just rotate between the 2. And then throw in Glint Purge every so often for buffage. If you're spamming Astral Drago instead, it's a guaranteed critical, so it would not matter if you have Icicle Zorch active or not. Alright, well, either way, let's throw in Pain and Poison in the mix and just see how her damage looks. Alright, Magic Zone, Love Bazooka, and we will go ahead and Icicle Zorch. Actually, why don't we Glint Purge first? We'll do debuffs first, then buffs. Attack 1, attack 2, attack 3, and attack 4. Alright, now we will Icicle Zorch. Let's go ahead and buff the team with Diagnosis Love. We are not in an Awakened Magic Fates stance, so that extra buff effects will not do anything. And Love Bazooka does not awaken the zone, so Diagnosis Love. We'll go ahead and do Extension. Attack 1, attack 2, attack 3, attack 4. So here on turn 3, with Pain and Poison, she is able to Doppel on turn 4. We have the last turn of Copy. We have 4 stacks of improved Intellect, 4 stacks of improved Speed, and the boss has 4 stacks of debuffs. So now, let's go ahead and Astral Drago. It should attack 4 times as well. And we'll just Love Bazooka again and Spiral Wand because there's nothing else to do. 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's a little interesting seeing that damage. I'm used to seeing characters with millions and millions of damage, and not seeing it so much with Astral Drago. So let's go ahead and finish this up. We're on what, turn 4? We'll do one more Astral Drago. All the same, it looks like she's probably going to be able to wipe out the test dummy. Alright, let's finish this up. We'll just do one more Astral Drago, Love Bazooka, and Spiral Wand. She should only attack twice this time. Well, if Big Baddie had more damage, or health. Alright, so let's do the same thing, only instead of Astral Drago, let's see Finis Draco. It reduces type resistance, but it will only attack twice from what it looks like. And Big Baddie has no weaknesses, so nothing to see there. Alright. Alright, so with Astral Draco, we were able to beat Big Baddie at the very beginning of turn 5. Alright. Magic Zone. Pain and Poison. And the 4 Glint Purges again. This will give us a good idea on whether Astral Draco or... what was this? Finis Draco is better. Alright. Icicle. Buff. Buff. Alright, turn 3. She has her 4 Doppels already stacked, so if we do Finis Draco, that will reduce type resistance. We'll just do a Love Bazooka again, and Spiral Wand. Why not? Let's see, attack number 1. About 15 million. About 18 million. So not that powerful if the boss is not weak. Because when the boss is weak, it says increase strength 50 times. So let's go ahead and just finish it up. Alright, so what this is telling me, whatever. What this is telling me, if you're fighting a boss and it doesn't have a weakness that Eva can make use of, then Finis Draco might not be the best choice for your main damage attack. It looks like Astral Draco would be better. Let's go to skills. Astral Draco is a guaranteed crit and attacks 5 times. In Magic Fate's stance, it will attack another 5 times, no matter what. So Astral Draco will give you 10 guaranteed hits every time you use it. Whereas Finis Draco attacks 3 times, will not attack again unless you're in Doppel state. So I guess you could use it once to reduce type resistance, but that might not be a bad idea either. So let's try this. And let's go and let's just eat some food. Alright.
Keep thy distance.
Magic Zone. Pain Poison. We'll start off with Glint Purge. Alright, turn 2. We'll get extension going, buff, and we'll do Finis Draco next. Alright, there is the reduction of type resistance. So turn 3, we will use Icicle Zorch. Go back to Love Bazooka and Spiral Wand. Well, that's doing a lot more damage now. So turn number 4. It's our last turn with the water and crystal type debuffs. But let's just see how Astral Drago does right now. It should attack. Let's Diagnosis Love again, I guess. Crono Reversal. Whatever, doesn't matter. So Astral Drago. We just used up our Doppels, so it should attack 4 times, right? It will attack twice, and then Doppel. So, let's see. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Interestingly, though, the last time I used it, if you remember, the dummy had just a sliver of health left, and this time he has more. So probably need to Astral Drago more often than finish Draco. Drago. Okay. Let's Love Bazooka and Spiral Wand, whatever. I think she'll only attack twice and do less damage. Alright, so we still killed Big Baddie, but
Are you blushing?
it took the second hit this time. So if the boss does not have weaknesses, I'm not so sure working Finish Draco in, even with the type resistance debuff, I'm not so sure that is the most helpful. Alright, but that said, let's go find some stuff that has weaknesses and have some fun with that. So one boss that we can fight over and over and over again is the Dragon God. It's weak to crystal. So knowing it's weak to crystal, let's go ahead and test out Finish Draco. And I think I'm just going to try it right off the bat. We'll have a Magic Zone, we'll have Pain Poison, and we'll just see what kind of damage the times 50 does. This is my first time seeing this, so I'm going to be either surprised or as disappointed as you all. Alright, Magic Zone, Pain Poison, Finish Draco. It will attack all enemies 3 times. It will reduce type resistance. It will barrier pierce. You see, the boss is weak to it. And when the enemy has weakness, increases strength by 50. Magic Zone. Pain Poison. Finish Draco. Alright. I saw some 40 millions and was it 12 millions ahead of time? Let's just finish Draco again. Let's buff with Diagnosis Love and Extension. Buff. Buff. Finish Draco again. That one was 419 million, I believe, and knocked out the Dragon God in 2 turns. So that one definitely did a lot more damage. Let's see if Astral Drago would have been a better choice or a worse choice. Alright, so we didn't bother with any buffs, debuffs, we just did Astral Drago, Pain Poison, Magic Zone. Alright, here we go. 4, 7, 10, 13. Okay, so definitely less. Alright, so let's Icicle Zorch. Let's buff. Actually, let's just Astral Drago again. We'll just keep it all the same as last time. I think I forgot to extension, so missing a little bit of intellect. The boss is at the HP stopper. Took out Palm. Alright, extension and Astral Drago again. Alright, so either one got the job done. We lost Palm along the way, though. Thank you for your service. We saw 400-something million in damage versus 60 million something when the boss was weak. So when the boss does have a weakness, Finis Draco seems to be definitely a lot stronger. Not to say you can't use both. Alright, let's go play around some other bosses. Another old boss that we can play around with is EPS-209 Murphy. It's one of the first super bosses, if not the first one, from Curio's Regret questline. And it resists everything, so we've brought in an old favorite, Xion, who, with his Paper Tiger skill, can turn resists into weaknesses. If it's weak, that means Eva's Finis Draco skill should be very, very strong. So let's test out this team. Route 99 if you've never fought the boss before. And we've swapped out Palm for Yuna, just for variety's sake. Yuna has the ability to inflict pain and poison as well with Invoked Spirit. That said, runs in my mind, this guy can't get pain or poison. So Paper Tiger, if you're not familiar with Alt Xion, all resistances become weak points, and any weak points become resistances. It basically just swaps. And right now, he has resists to everything. So we are going to Finis Draco. So we have Magic Zone, make weaknesses, pain and poison if it can be pain and poisoned, and then attack. And let's just see how it goes. Nope, I don't see the icon for pain or poison. Alright, that took out a lot of life. So I guess the best thing to do would have been turn 1 Icicle Zorch and then turn 2 Finis Draco, and that probably would have finished the fight. So let's go ahead and let's awaken the zone. We haven't done that yet. And we will extension. Alright, we have an awakened magic zone. Ooh. Icicle Zorch is doing pretty good on its own. Go awakened magic zone. But what that also tells me is that Alt Xion's ability to manipulate weaknesses, and the fact that he's also a magic and staff user, and can deploy a magic zone, would be a great partner for Eva. Let's see what other mischief we can get into. Next up is Terra Nivium 20,000 BC. It's a super boss, weak to crystal. So, magic zone. Let's we don't need to weaken him with Paper Tiger. So why don't we go ahead and... Inflict Break. Could be fun. We will inflict poison and pain. You know, I didn't check Shion's speed. I'm not sure which one of them is going to go first, naturally. Attack order is preemptive. So is Crono reversal. Let's do this one. And we'll finish Draco. So it says resist. That's because we have a water zone right now, and Finis Draco will change to water type attacks in a water zone. Since Magic Zone is preemptive, it should revert back to Crystal. I'm thinking we're going to find out. There's Pain, Magic Zone, buff. Says guard still. There's the weakness. Oh, it's interesting. I guess the very first attack is water because that's what it was initially. Let's go ahead and awaken the zone, I'm thinking. We'll do Magic Fates just in case, Divine Utterance, and now it's weak to Finis Draco. Alright, now we have an awakened Magic Zone. We'll hit the HP stopper. That looked like very large numbers. Alright, we haven't really played with the AF bar yet, so we know we're going to win this fight. So let's do 2, 2, 2, and we'll Icicle Zorch. That will buff Eva up, and then we'll do all ones. So 2, 2, 2, 2, and now all ones. Glint Purge just to add insult to injury, but as you can tell, this boss, ooh, we could Stellar Burst. Alright, Finis Draco. In a Stellar Burst, removes all buffs, stacks 4 Doppel. Let's see. And then we'll just Divine Vessel, because why not, and Spiral Wand, and that will inflict, ooh, Weapon Break Magic. That could be very deadly. Wonder how much damage this is doing. Well, there is a test dummy that we could test things on. Well, it's not weak to anything though. Either way, now, Eva made that fight easy, but there are other characters that make that fight just as easy. Thalia, Lily, Alma, others. So, alright. But that's starting to give me some ideas. Let's go play with something with barriers. The mysterious Chaos Ogre Hard has barriers. And Eva's stellar skill is naturally barrier piercing. We don't have to use it in a stellar burst in order to get the barrier piercing side of it. And for the very first 4 moves, anything I cast will be barrier piercing. So let's blow the AF gauge. We'll do Zone, Paper Tiger, Pain, and Icicle Zorch. So that's 3, 0, 3, and 2. And then we'll just spam all ones, I guess. Maybe work in a Divine Utterance. Alright, so 3, 0, 3, 2. Let's see how fast my reactions are. 3, 0, 3, 2. And spam all ones. Looks like the boss hit his HP stopper. Alright, so if you're not familiar with this boss, when it gets down to 10%, gets mad, it puts up a new barrier, and then it will kill you at the end of the turn if you don't kill it first. Normally, people will save up their AF gauge and burst it down, because you can see it has 17 barrier stacks right now. I think it starts off with 20. Tetra knocked off 3. Or you'll get a barrier piercer like Sesta or Minalka, anyone that can barrier pierce. Well, we have someone that can barrier pierce. And she is still in copy lunatic status. So let's go ahead. See, does the boss still have pain and poison? Yes, it does. We'll buff. We will inflict break. That could be fun. And what's our tactics level? 1. Okay. I guess we'll just extension. Why not? Alright, so Finish Draco should just cut right through the barrier without any difficulty. And since the boss is now weak, thanks to Paper Tiger, she should do a decent bit of damage. Yep. Looked like about 600 million right there. Alright, so I do like pairing Xion Alter with Eva. I guess it's now time to see how much we can maximize her damage. Alright, just for fun, we've fiddled with the party a little bit. First time I'm trying this one. Xianghua, Xion, Alt, Iffy, and Eva. Now, Xianghua does not barrier pierce, so I am bringing her in for Magic Fate Stance, for Awakening Magic Fate Stance, and for Breakdown. It will improve Intellect and reduce magic resistance for all enemies and party members. Xion is the same. Iffy is going to be Pain and Poison and Nocturnal Procession. And we are going to see about Finish Draco. So we'll Icicle Zorch, Finish Draco, and go from there. Alright, wait for all the beginning stuff.
How annoying.
Alright, we're going to blow the AF gauge. Magic Fates, Paper Tiger, Pain, and Icicle Zorch. So 3, 0, 3, 2. And then we'll do 2, 1, 2, 1. See if I can remember all that. That's a lot of pianoing. So 3, 0, 3, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1. 3, 0, 3, 2, 2, 1. I don't think I quite got all of those in. There's Breakdown. Alright, so we have an Awakened Magic Zone. We got Breakdown in. Not sure if I got Nocturnal Procession, but we can do that this turn. Alright, Nocturnal Procession. I awakened the zone with this attack, so let's give it a break. We got Breakdown and Link. Horizon's not going to do anything because it's not barrier piercing, but I can use Link again and give her some more mana. Let's see, Icicle Zorch. I guess we'll have to do finish Draco.
Be still.
Ooh, damage cap. 3 damage caps. Nice. 6 billion in damage. I like to see that. Alright, so fully buffed, she can do 6 billion on bosses that are weak to crystal, or I assume water as well. So it kind of depends on the right team. Now obviously with this team, Xianghua, when I build teams, I usually have 1 DPS, 1 tankish type, and 2 support characters. In fact, in the case of my Null Magic team, I don't have a tank. I kind of rely on Iffy's revive skills. So I have 3 support characters and Xianghua. So if you have Xianghua, she's insanely powerful. So Eva might not really be a good substitute for that. However, Eva does have barrier piercing. Xianghua does not. So different characters for different situations, of course. So this particular team, if you're curious how I pulled that off, Xianghua was just geared like she normally is. Xion, geared for defense, and in an awakened zone was boosting up damage. Iffy, geared my normal way, pretty much all health. Eva had her manifest, guidance ring. I had her int plus speed halved badge, so she would go last. And then power of pains and poisons, bullseyes, etc. Palm, enhance if max HP staff, which was not taking effect in this fight because of that spiral curse, but low HP staff was. Sound body staff, sound body dragon, power of crystal dragon, and almighty power dragon. So that was the team. I had Tetra and Gunts. Gunts' aura would have kicked in at the end of the AF burst as well. And as you saw, Eva was able to damage cap with 3 hits very nicely there at the end of the fight. So that's a little tour of Eva, and what she can pull off. It looks like she will be a pretty good damage character, a good barrier piercing, but it looks like she will need some support. It did take a little bit of effort to finally reach that damage cap. And as far as partners, Xion Alt, with his ability to manipulate weaknesses, I think is a very natural choice for Eva. Beyond that, as long as you have someone that can set pain, Iffy, Palm, other characters, as long as you have someone who can set a magic zone, which technically Xion can as well, but even free characters like Impel can, Eva should be able to carry you through a lot of barrier type enemies. So anyway, I hope this little excursion with Eva might influence you, whether or not she's worth building, what skills to use, what partners to use, and so forth. So I hope this helps. Casual Crono, signing out.